I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I would understand. I would understand. The angry boy, a bit too insane, icing over a secret pain. You know you don't belong. You're the first to fight, you're way too loud. You're the flash of light on the burial shroud. I know something's wrong. Well, everyone I know has got a reason to say, put the past away. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
I wish you would please subscribe to my page, my friend. You could hit the like button really quick. And if you do not comment on my page, I will kill myself. I will kill myself. I will kill myself. If my front desk already hasn't called the cops, they're going to be here any minute, SWAT team and everybody, to probably take me to a psychiatric ward to get my mental state checked out, and I will probably end up staying there for the rest of my life because I am not okay. But that's neither here nor there. I do this, I give out this information for free, and you could say that my pics suck, you could say that my page sucks, you could say that my nutritional facts suck, even though I look like a goddamn Greek god, and every time I go to Mexico, I got one arm bigger than the other because I got to take so like this with kids from single moms. You think I'm Alvarez. Okay? So don't, because that's one thing you will not beat me on. Look, do you look better than this? No? Then shut the up, okay? And listen to what I have to say. When I was talking about instant oats, I'm not talking about apples and cinnamon or brown sugar maple syrup. I'm talking about raw oats and water. That's it, period. Tea out of the goddamn spigot and chicken. I'm sorry that it doesn't fucking walk around the pasture like whatever chickens do and eat fresh fucking grass every day. Yeah, it might have some soy in its diet, but it's a lot better than eating the half the crap that all the Americans eat every day of their goddamn lives when they eat at Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, or any other fast food goddamn restaurant that costs $15 a meal anyway. So God forbid, God forsake me for trying to reach out to the common folk who don't really understand nutrition. I live in LA. I've been working out for 16 years. I know what the hell I'm talking about. Is there fat there? No. Why? Because I know what I'm doing. So pay attention and keep your mouth shut before you come on my page and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about with nutrition. Are you insane? Have you seen me? Have you seen my shoulders? Or do they not fit in the goddamn picture frame? So anyway, what I really wanted to talk about today before I got that comment and almost lost my goddamn mind, and it's a joke, by the way, this is all just theatrics. You could say whatever you want on my page, but just don't expect not to get reamed out if you think you know more than me about nutrition and staying healthy. Now, I know that, again, don't take tips. Tips are the word. You'll never make money just taking tips online. I promise you that 100%. If you just go on Twitter, you just watch YouTube pages, and you just buy and sell strictly on what other people are telling you to do, you will not make money. So this page is strictly to give basic information, whether it be in nutrition or whether it be in stocks. Everything has to be sound to win. To succeed, you have to be in shape, physically and mentally. Period. You can't. How many fat guys you see walking around Wall Street? Not many. Maybe a single few that obviously have insider information. But for the common folk, you need to be right spiritually, mentally, physically. Everything needs to work together perfectly in order to succeed in the market, especially because I've noticed that a lot of people that are in the market are lazy and they just take tips. I used to do the same thing. That's why I didn't want to build this page around giving out tips, because things can change in real time. I might tell you on a video tonight, oh wow, this one looks really good, and in the morning pre-market maybe they come out with an RS. Then you're not even paying attention. You just took my tip and you buy it at the ask at the open, and all of a sudden you're down 50% before you can even blink twice. Okay, or it could be midday. Bad news could come out and you need to know when to sell. It could be, maybe the breakout that I'm calling that night just gets rejected and all day it just sinks down and you had bought at the ask it open. Again, so you take what I say in these videos, you listen to me with the most important information that I can tell you is take your 30% up and your 10% down. I say this a lot. I talk about this a lot because it is the most important thing that I can relay to you that you can instill in your own trading strategies and actually make money over time instead of being one of these dumb schmucks on StockTwits that think they're going to make $1 million overnight, they're going to win the lottery, and they're going to pay off their house in one trade. It's not going to happen that way. If you're one of the lucky ones, sure, you might. But even I've seen people up $7 million and didn't sell. I personally have been up $100,000 in one stock and have not sold. So the greed will get the best of you. Your emotions will change you. Just like we don't know what it's like to be a billionaire and what goes through their mind. You don't know how you're going to feel being up $1 million. You're probably going to be so engulfed with greed that you won't even know what to do with yourself. I've been in that state of mind, not able to drink water, not able to sleep, not able to think, not able to breathe, not able to talk. I've been in that state. You do not want to get there. And you know how you avoid it? 30% up, 10% down. You avoid the negative emotions selling 10% down, and you avoid the positive emotions when you're 30% up. Yes, it could go 50%. Yes, it could go 100%. Yes, it could go to the moon. But remember, you take that 30% and you've reinvested in something that's got another 30% to be made, okay? Instead of watching the market go like this, which it inevitably always will, you take advantage and you slow crawl to the finish line. You don't need to jump to the finish line. Also, the reason why I even brought this up, and I have this ridiculous picture behind me, is because if you do not follow that strategy, if you follow the people and what they say on the boards that have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I actually thought about today, I was dead serious in my bed, thinking in my brain, I said, look, after everything that I read on the internet today, which was probably way too much on Twitter and on StockTwits, whatever, I literally thought to myself, is it even worth it to be a citizen here? I'm like, can I trade my green card? Is that possible? Can I trade my citizenship? And I don't care where I'm going. Send me anywhere in the world. I think we have the dumbest people on earth. We for sure have the most overweight. We sure have the most healthy. Most unhealthy. I've been around a little bit around the world. I haven't been to every country on the goddamn planet, but I've been to enough places to see that there's no other country like us in the form of fat fucks. Okay, so we're already losing the battle there, but our brains are like, we're just so dumb. It's like, I have no pride in this country anymore. I have no, it gets dumber and dumber and dumber. And I don't want to be a citizen. I'm very ashamed to even call myself American. But either way, let me get off on tangents here. What I'm talking about is what gets you bag holding is listening to people online that you have no idea who is behind that alias. It could literally be somebody like you have no idea. They could literally be autistic and might be on their dad's computer. You have no idea. Okay, so stop listening to what people are saying. Stop listening to the price targets that are out of this goddamn world, because I'm telling you, you're going to get on your fucking calculator and you're going to say, oh, well, if this goes to that price, I could be this. I could get a Lambo. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. You're going to end up in a bag. Okay, and that's what half of these people online are. They're bag holders that want to get out of their bag, and in order to do that, they have to pump the price up or they have to pump the stock up, and it's all bullshit. It's all, you want to talk about manipulation in the market? People do it every goddamn day. So I don't want to hear about the higher ups doing it on a grander scale. You're doing it every day when you're in a bag and you're trying to pump people into the stock so you can get out of it, you dick. Okay, and bag holding is the worst thing. That's why 10% down works so well, because no matter what, you'll never be holding a bag for any extended amount of time. What does that do? What does a bag do? It holds on to your capital. Dead money. You have nothing to work with. You need capital to make money. If it's in a bag and it's sitting dead at 50% loss, you need 100% gain to get out of that bag and release that money. Now, if you sell it 50% down, it might be a bad idea too, because you just lost half of your goddamn capital and you need to make 100% on another stock regardless to make it all back. You can't take 10 step forwards and 8 step back and 2 step forward and 100 step back and 50 steps forward and 55 fucking steps back. You need to just go 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 step forward, 3 step forward, 1 step back, 3 steps. That's how you make it over time. I've been doing this for 7 years. I made the mistakes. That's why I made this page, is because yes, I might only be 33. Yes, my picks might not always hit every 100% of the time, because I don't even buy half the things that I review on this page. Half of them is just because it's getting a lot of eyes. So, okay. So you want to do the picks, huh? You want me to do the picks, huh? Okay, you want to see what I made of? Because when I was doing the top 3 of the week, when it's just a little more extended, I can get a little bit better at this because it doesn't need to be live action. Okay, you want to play that game, huh? You want to see how good yeah, obviously my physique is there. You want to see where the brain's at? DVLP. Okay, I'm going to give it to you right now. DVLP, if you want a pick that's going to go up by the end of the week, or give it a week, give it 5 days. Give DVLP 5 days, you're almost guaranteed to see 30%. Guaranteed. Okay, and now that's something because I actually took my time. I looked into it. I looked into the longevity of it. I see that it's not diluting. I took my time on it. Okay, so you want me to start taking my time on a few plays and make almost pretty much 100% calls 100% of the time, every single fucking time? Okay, fine, I'll do it. Sure. I wanted to just teach you guys how to avoid losses. But if you want me to show you how to make wins, I could do that too. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to step my game up, because I realize that most people will subscribe to a page strictly because they're only getting free picks out of it. Or they're going to have to pay for the picks. People are willing to do anything to not have to do the work. And that's sad. And I'm not saying that my subscribers are like that. And I'm not saying that you're like that. I'm just saying if I want to grow this page, I absolutely have got to show that I know what the hell I'm talking about. And the way that you do that is by having solid picks. Because when I first started this page, I was a little bit more, had a little bit more thought into it. And I think I went 10 for 12 on picks of the week. Not bad. I'm literally 100,000 for 100,000 on stocks tanking. It's the easiest thing for me, but I can't short penny stocks. Anybody could short a penny stock and be a millionaire if you could do it. But again, a dollar to a share. If you're buying a sub penny stock and you have 2 million shares, I don't have $2 million to hedge against the short. That's only for the big boys. Don't let them fool you. And anybody texting on iHub that's like, I'm a short, we're going to short this. No, you're not. It's impossible. Shut the fuck up. Okay. If it's a much higher stock, if it's at $5, might be a different story, but I'm talking about sub penny OTC trash, toxic diluted bullshit. You're not able to short it. So in closing, what I'm trying to say here, I might have went all over the place because I'm absolutely infuriated at just everything that I see now online. Everybody that I see that talks on stock twits, I'm just like, is this really where we're headed as a society? China and Russia just take us over. I mean, they're just better. Whatever you want to agree with politically, I don't care. They care about better things. We're so weird, dude. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of seeing people not putting in the effort in their own time of day to get better at something that they seem to want to care so much about. So again, don't take tips. Do not bag hold. 10% down, 30% up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Stay disciplined mentally and physically. Go to the gym every day. I don't want to hear that you don't have time. I don't want to hear that you have a thyroid fucking issue. That's 6% of the people on this planet, and you're probably not one of them. I don't want to hear about you lying just as much as I don't want to hear about you ingesting processed sugars. No processed foods. It can have hormones in it if you need to save a buck. You're not always going to be able to buy $20 fucking eggs, okay? So if you need to cut your costs down a little bit, just as long as it's at least a whole food, nuts, grapes, peppers, pears, fucking steaks, ground beef, chicken, rice, all these things are beautiful. They taste amazing, and only drink water. Period. No soda, no beer, no liquor, no coffee. I don't even want to hear you drinking Propel that's 0 frickin' calorie. Okay? Keep your mind and your body sound. Do not listen to what other people say / take tips. Do not bag hold, waiting and hope and praying to God through faith that you're going to be able to get out of your bag. These things are just so important. They're the things that I've learned over my losses and my gains. These are the things that really matter. So just keep that in your head. Let me be a voice in your head every day that's going that way. Now, I'm going to jump into the stocks. It's not only going to be DVLP. I'm going to pick another one. I think HLBZ. I'm going to pick 3, okay? And we're going to start today. I'm going to do 3 for the end of the week. We're only looking for 30% on all my picks. I don't care. You buy them, you sell them for 30%, you stick to my picks, you make the 30%, you sell it. If they go up 50%, I don't care. If I can make enough people 30% consistently, we're going to start this page rocking. If I can get you guys picking me picks that are 30% gainers consistently, and we team up and we keep finding 30%ers, which are out there like no other, we could seriously make moves on this page. Let's get focused. I will do my work. You need to help me. Find me 30%ers. Give me the reasons why. Comment them into the description. Give me the DD. We buy the rumor. We sell the news. We get in. We get out. We hit and we quit. And that's all we got to know, baby. Let's go. All right, so like I said, I'm going to try and start picking stocks that I'm actually bullish on. I've been going through each day, my entire watch list, going through like I showed you in the video previously, to build a watch list, you do the change percentage. If you're using TradingView, which I recommend, it just seems like the clearest to me. I mean, this you just keep looking at the same thing over and over and over again so that you realize patterns. You want to stare at the same shit over and over and over and over again. Don't change it up consistently. Somebody asked me why I use RSI, Bollinger Bands, and MACD. It's just because that's what I started with. I think they're the most simple. You can do distribution and accumulation lines. You can do ADX lines. You can do Achaki clouds. You can do Fibonacci spirals. There's millions of ways to do it. I just recommend having one specific strategy and sticking to it and trying to master it the best that you can. Time after time after time, you're going to get better and better. So what I'm going to start picking on this page, instead of just going over whatever's trending at the time, I'm going to actually try and find stocks that I think are at a current buy-in, close to it, or bullish in general. I'm not going to be like just crapping on stock. I'm not just going to go through my watch list and pick random ones because they're trending on Twitter. So anything that I'm going to say, it's not necessarily I'm telling you to buy it, but I'm saying this is a good opportunity. So we're going to start with GTCH. You're currently pulling back to this middle orange band. Again, you can see if you watch a lot of my videos, it does always tend to kiss this and either bounce off of it for a little bit, you're 30%, or at least stabilize. If you see it break below it, you might be in trouble. But remember, 10% below that line, you're out. So this is GTCH. It had a bullish move. It had the pullback. I'm not necessarily saying buy here. Watch how it plays out on this line. This is where you need to do your own DD. This is where you need to plug this in, set it up on your watch list, set your alerts, watch it day in and day out. Say, okay, now it seems to be stabilizing on this middle orange band. It is starting to get a little bit look more bullish. And then once you see another curve up, that's when you buy in. You have to be focused on it, paying attention consistently. That's why if you just take tips from somebody, you're not going to be able to do that the way that they are. XALL, this is one that I've been calling since this pop here. You had all day to buy it. Here, probably 30%, 30%, 30%, 30%. If you would have bought in at all the lows, you would have had opportunity to make maybe not 30%. Yeah, almost. It's a low price stock, so 30% is not hard to find here. But it's also it's not hard to have a 30% down day, which it did have today. When you have this many green days in a row, don't test your luck. Know that people were up 150%. It might be time to take some gains and to take a pullback. I said yesterday, this is obviously overcooked on your technicals. Now look, you're turning back down. That's fine. You're still at a higher low. I would not buy this here personally. If you're currently invested and you're long, I think over time you'll be fine. I don't think that this is just going to come back and die. I do think it's going to have a significant pullback, probably to right around 5. That's where you look for entry. You just don't want to chase. Like I said, this could easily take off tomorrow and I could be completely wrong. That's great, but I'm not going to chase it because of FOMO. I'm going to wait and pick my shots because I know if XALL doesn't work out, I'll get the next one. And that's why you don't dig too deep into these things and get sold on whatever their story they're trying to tell you, because most of the time, especially in the OTC, it is complete nonsense. And anybody that's worth their salt will tell you the same damn thing. Now you got PPCB. This one looked bullish yesterday, but it seems like it just wants to flag. You get the pop, the drop, the pop, the drop. You are kind of riding on a flag in a pennant right here, again, I wouldn't buy this high. I think that it could easily pennant higher and have higher levels of consolidation, and then boom, bounce above this level of resistance and make another move. Fine. But again, I'm not going to buy it until it comes back down to trip 5, maybe trip 4. And once I get that, then I know that my buy-in is solid and I can have confidence in my trade instead of being worried about, oh my God, what's going to happen? I'm willing to take that 1 tick down or 3 ticks up. CLNV. You can see by a lot of these charts what happens when you hold them too long. Again, I had somebody come to my page, somebody that was new, that was telling me right in this area that this, it's going to go to the all-time highs. I said, do not get sucked into that bullshit. Whatever they're saying on the boards is absolute nonsense. What happened? Tanked to the core of the earth. Not really. Right back to where previous support was. Now you're sitting there. You're in a good spot. You bought it 5 cents today. You're sitting pretty. You're looking at your 30% in the morning tomorrow on any type of pop. I do think that you get reversal here soon enough. I do think that your technicals aren't very beautiful here. I would wait a few days to see how the stock reacts. It could immediately bounce back. I'm not saying that that can't happen. It has had 3 harsh red days in a row. So, it might have a bounce back tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow. Again, I'm just waiting to find out confirmation. I am not willing to just jump into a stock because I want to be an action junkie and I need to be in something at that very moment. I'd rather pick it, not over trade, and not lose tremendous amounts of money time and time again. Now, this is GNS. This has 2 bottom gaps that are very low. That's what I've been telling people consistently. First, they filled this gap here. Then they filled this gap here. Then they filled, now they're going to fill this gap here down around 224. That's where I would buy for an initial bounce. I do think it gets there tomorrow. It doesn't mean that far to go. Anybody that's bullish on it, listen, I'm sorry. Have your own opinion. No, I'm not short on it. I just know what I'm talking about. It's going to fill this gap. I don't think it's going to fill this gap right away. I think it will eventually. But there is a catalyst coming up on March 15th. Again, buy the rumor, sell the news. But you can buy a week out, a week and a half out of that, which I think will be in this 2 gap. I think it will sit there and settle. That's only 2 weeks away. So you get through a half a week of trading, maybe a full week of trading. You start to accumulate that around 2. You look for the bounce 30% easily all day leading into the 15th. You say, see ya. I'm not into NFT coupons. I don't even know what the hell that is, and get going. Now you made your 30% while everybody else is hooked on it. They're addicted to it. They don't know if it's going to go up or not. They got their child's welfare involved in it, and everything goes wrong. Do not bet the house on something that is speculative. CRTD. Oversold. This is a chart that I like. I would say that now is a time to accumulate. Your RSI is under 20, very rare. Your MACD is sloped down and ready to turn back up. Your chart is just, you have had a lot of selling. You're riding this bottom Bollinger Band for quite some time. You're looking for a pop back to 48 out of nowhere. You can easily get a double on this, but again, if you're buying anywhere near here, even if it does go down a couple percent, your risk to reward to lose 10 or to gain 30 is very, very solid at this buy-in. I do like it here. I wouldn't say, again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I think it's oversold and I think it's ready for a pop. MSGM, these things, gaming stocks, have been beaten down ever since the Super Bowl, probably because everybody knows it's rigged. I am from Philadelphia and I am technically an Eagles fan, but I've kind of given up on sports because it's just nonsense. But either way, this thing is trying to settle here. It looks like it wants to go back to 14. Again, you buy at 9, you sell at 12. There's your 30% right there. You don't have to worry about it hitting that orange line, even though I think it will. You don't need to buy the bottom. You don't need to sell the top. It's the space in between. I can show you the moon, but I can't take you to it. That's your job to buy and to sell. And your MACD is looking really good. It's oversold, but it's pulling back up. Your RSI is turning back north and pinching. This thing looks good for a reversal. Again, accumulate here, sell 30% up. You should be good all day. No problems, no issues. GMER. Sitting at 2.8. This thing is oversold as well. That's why I like it. Previous support, you're not really there yet. You kind of got a few more ticks to go, but not much. You get a little bit of a sell-off tomorrow morning. I would start scooping around 2.5, 2.6. You buy in that range, you know that, unless it goes cuckoo nuts, you're in a good spot. Your MACD is looking like it's about to bottom out. Your RSI is really, really low. You're on that bottom Bollinger Band. You're right near support, 3 ticks down from where you currently sit. I like this one a lot for a pop tomorrow or soon. Maybe not, maybe a dip in the morning. You buy that dip, you could be up 30% before the end of the day. DBMM. 0.0094 right below a penny. The reason why I brought this up is because it is also at a low. You are pulling back hard. Again, this is what happens when you have faith in a stock. You have to deal with all this wasted time, all this potential gain gone, and you're just sitting here and your price you're buying is here, and look, now you're below it, and you just wasted 4 months on dead capital. That's why you want to maneuver it as best as you can. You might not get the moon in one pick, and somebody that bought here might hold this for 2 years and they might make $1 million. I don't know, but that's not guaranteed. They could also wait 2 years and have it come right back to their average and have 2 years of wasted time on God knows how much capital could have been taken and invested elsewhere. Get it? Got it? Good, because it needs to be gotten. Otherwise, you're going to be rotten in the fucking ground 6 feet deep. I don't know who I think I am, but that was pretty sweet. Okay, let me stop rhyming. I'm getting off beat. Okay, that's enough. We're on to GFAI. DBMM, though, looks good here. It's oversold. This thing tends to turn up, so if you're going to buy it, I would say buy it within the next couple of days in this range. GFAI. Again, just wildly oversold. I would say that it's trying here. It's trying to make a maneuver. It's trying to push back up. When you're this far underneath that orange line, after coming from this high above it, it does seem like you're a little bit oversold. You're extended. Everything's overextended on your technicals. Your volume isn't necessarily there yet, but it's a high level stock, or I mean, it has a lot of liquidity. You don't need to worry about that. It's not like you're going to kill yourself with size on this one. So I would say if you want to start accumulating here, you're looking for an easy 30%. You could easily get back to 10. It's currently at 765. You're looking at 1241 or $12. That looks like where it's probably going to pop to, but you buy now, you sell 10, you move on, and you say, sayonara, see you, nice to know you. I appreciate the 30% bank in my bank account. APSI. Oversold, well below previous support, getting tanked right down on the whole market is pretty much shit right now. I mean, these are all your red stocks of the day. My picks that I think are getting close to a bottom. You don't want to catch a falling knife, so to speak, but when you're so oversold, you can start to scale in and you're probably in good shape. It's better to do that than to try and catch a big green candle that's just going to annihilate you and keep you in a bag. You want to find something that is at its low and you just want to look for a small pop off bottom. You are getting close to that bottom. Again, not saying that it's completely there. I'm not saying to buy this tomorrow at the ask it open, but I'm saying continue to watch it, put it on your watch list, put the alerts in to where you pull up on your chart. You might be using MAs and you could say, oh, it's going to go here. All I know is in my mind, it's riding that bottom Bollinger Band for quite some time now. It's ready for a pop, and I don't think it's going to drop much further. TPTW. And all this can be done with technical analysis. You can get 30% all day with technical analysis. You don't need to know a lot about the company. Trust me, a lot of these things run on patterns. I've seen enough charts to know that this thing looks good because it's just like it's getting tanked to oblivion. But it's not getting so annihilated currently that something just came out and it's going to go to the center of the earth. This looks a lot like Cybele to me. Big drop. Rider, big drop. It went 500% off bottom, so that was lucky. Again, I would have sold up 30%, but still at the same time, you can see what happens when you get the right timing on a bombarded chart to the bottom. TPTW, another one that's been getting annihilated. I'm sorry to anybody who bought my 2 call. I cannot believe that it ended up doing this. But a lot of times these stocks do this. They have this, they tried to push it 2 straight times, went to 2.5, got diluted back down. The company's a toxic piece of shit. But at the same time, a lot of times what they do is they will oversell it. They will scare out retail and then they'll send it. Even if you're buying here at 13, you can technically get out at 18 is your middle band. And that's probably where it returns off of a bounce on no news, just a technical bounce. If you can get from 13 to 17 easy in and out, that's how much? That's 30% all day. That's what I'm saying. Now, this thing could easily have a day where they do release news and it has this dip and then spike if that's the case and it comes out with good news and you're watching it and it is like, oh my God, there's tremendous volume, then maybe take some at 30%, but leave some on the table. This is why you need to know what's going on with the stock at all times so you can make an educated decision. You don't always have to take 30%. If you get lucky and you get in a massive gapper that has $1 billion deal, news, whatever, that you think is going to run and they're not currently diluting because you're looking at L2 and you know how to read it, then you might hold for 150% on the day. You get lucky. I'm just saying, on a consistent basis, you can't be thinking that way, or you're going to end up getting screwed. MGAM, another gaming stock, 84 cents, beaten down to hell. Again, looks just like I've been talking about on all the other stocks. It had the third wave. This would be the fourth one. I really do think that this goes on another run. You're just too beat down. I think that this can easily spike from here. It looks like you're trying to level out, although it's done that before. I think that I think it's just ready for a pop. I think it's ready for a small pop. I don't know how high it's going to go, but when you have this much of a down slope, you're in good hands. There's very low risk and very high reward involved. JAGX. This one's insane. I mean, the reason why I brought this, dude, I haven't seen this in a while. 15 RSI. 15. You buy here, okay? Jesus. Your MACD is thrashed. You've just been getting annihilated for months. But the volume is picking up down here. It's trying to find a bottom. I think it's going to have one of these, boom, right back up. I think it's just going to have a good green day. Keep this on your watch list. Not saying to buy now, but I'm saying watch for some leveling. Watch for a little bit of volume coming in that's on the ask and not dilution. And this thing could go on a big bop. HLGN. This one does look like it's leveled out. Now, it's done that before, and it took a little bit tank down further. But given the technicals looking the way that they do, they look like they want to turn north. Your volume is there over the past couple weeks. You have a lower or a higher low and a higher high today. You're going for, I told you, 30 to 45. That's 50%. It's an easy 50% or an even easier 30% when you get back to this previous resistance at around 4. You get up to 4, you sell it, you make sure that you make that's 25%. So whatever you want to do, but just know that if the gain's on the table, you take it. I mean, I think it's going to have one of these green candles soon. I think it's going to return to this. See how it returns to it? See how it gets tanked and then it returns to it, and then it tanks and then it returns to it? Well, now it's tanking, it's going to return to it. You understand? That's all you need to worry about. Not if they sell moon boots. It doesn't matter. LHDX. I brought this one up yesterday. I said it had tremendous volume. I said that it had a huge gap. Whoever was in it was very lucky to be in it at that current price. And it actually kept going. Beautiful. Again, you have the sell-off and then the boom. And then you have probably a little bit of scared selling in the morning. And then boom, they just send it on everyone. I wouldn't recommend buying on such a strong green candle. It could easily have a continuation tomorrow. No doubt about it. It could gap and go. I mean, it could do pretty much anything. I'm just not loving the distance away from this middle band with a gap so big. I'm just saying, I brought this up because, but look, I mean, your technicals are pretty okay. You would definitely have room to run on your technicals. I'm just bringing this one up because you could see you have this overselling and then the pop and the major move. I mean, that's, 700% or whatever it is, 500% from there. That's a good return on investment for anybody that's willing to hold. Now, might not be one of those people because you're trying to stick to a game plan, but off the gap, I mean, if you woke up in the morning, you would have been up 60%. So watch for these big sell-offs and then watch for the pop. ABQQ. Somebody told me yesterday when I posted on this board, I said, look, you're oversold. Again, bang, what happened? You had the pullback. Pay attention, watch the whole goddamn video so you see what I'm talking about here. You have the dislocation, the return. The dislocation, the return. Trying to break out. Nope. The dislocation, the return eventually over time. A break above it. Nope. Broke below it. return, broke below it, return. Now remember, that's 66% on strong volume. There's liquidity there to get in and get out. So if you would have taken advantage the day before, said, wow, this is oversold, bought in trips at trip 3 and sold at trip 5 today, which was a return to that middle line, you made 66%. You could have taken one tick and made your 30%. That's all we're looking for. Get it? Got it? Good. So no, whoever told me, yeah, well, you got bagged probably buying all the way at the fucking moon where you bought too high. That's not my problem. I'm going for 30% off bottom. I wasn't going for buying a dilutive stock in the middle of the $100 whatever. Oh, I'm running out of brain function. I need water. Essence of life. I don't know like how people could enjoy anything else but some nice cold water from a refrigerator that makes a beeping sound that would make anyone want to murk themselves. I don't know if you could hear that in the background, but what are we going to pull up now? We're on IGEN. Make sure this is still working. IGEN had a big day today, 42%. Yeah, it looks like we're still working here. Oh, nope. Gorgeous. This thing, I mean, it was riding this. It was flagged. It had enough. Look, flag, boom, flag, boom. Now, again, what happens after these booms, they tend to pull back. Boom, tend to pull back. Boom, they might pull back. But again, if you're buying here, this reminds me a lot of DVLP, which we're about to go over in a minute. It's flagging. It's had enough time of consolidation. It's ready for the next leg, and boom, you get it. Whoever was in buying this at that price, you made a good chunk of money. You made your 42%. I do think that it could get up a little bit higher tomorrow. I think you're going to get an extension in the morning, a continuation. Just be wary that things do go up and they come back down, and they go up and they come back down. If you're long on the stock, then you might not have anything to worry about. If you really care about it and you think it's at the bottom for a good amount of time and you're going to ride the wave for a year, then that's a different story. VPLM. Again, I told you this yesterday. I said, so you want to say that my picks are bad? I mean, I've had a lot of people, not a lot of people tell me that. It's just people, because people are pissed at me for coming at their stocks and telling them that their stock is going down, and it does, and then they call me an idiot, and it just gets to my head because I'm like, am I an idiot? But then I'm like, no, obviously I'm not, because these people are the ones that bought NFT coupons. NFT fucking coupons! Are you serious? I mean, that is just, so I gotta just like, woosah, get away from that. Can't even be focused on that. But either way, when I talked about VPLM yesterday, I said, you're oversold. You're underneath this middle band. You're coming down to this bottom one. But what I really saw was just the fact that it was laying at this previous support. You had this wick that touched it, and then it closed a little bit higher. Today, you didn't have as much of a sell-off, and you had a boom. It's very, very good. I think it's easily going back to 6, 7. If you would have bought at 4, there's your 50% all day on an oversold stock that probably everyone and their mother was saying, this is the worst stock to ever exist. This is the worst, because they were all bagged because they bought too high and they believed in the story. And then you come in, you soak it up down at that support. You say, hey, I know this is support. Let me buy down here. It's way oversold at this point. In a few days, let me get in here. Boom. Oh, back to 6, 50%. Bye-bye. See you later. Adios. Nice to know you, señorita. HLBZ, again, called this one as well. Didn't necessarily call him. This is why I'm going to have to get ahead of this now, and I'm going to have to start putting it out on Twitter and then showing, okay, look, I actually said this. It needs to be documented a little bit better. But I did say, look, it came back down. It filled this gap that it created a long time ago, and then boom, had an amazing turnaround today. You aren't even close to oversold bought on your technicals. You're not even close. You're still oversold because of this long time. Now, you've also broken the trend line going down. This looks very healthy for a continuation to at least 17. If you would have bought where I was saying at around $11, you're already out with a 30% gain. And if you you wait a little bit longer, you get to 17, you're in really good shape. So That's how you play the game. You watch for this oversell. You say, okay, I'm going to start scaling in. You might not catch the exact bottom grid candle, but it's going to give you 30% relief, especially if you average down. But don't let that 10% get a lot bigger. Don't start averaging down and being like, don't start averaging down up here. Because then all of a sudden, look, you got to know when it's like, all right, there's a gap. Okay, this is okay. It's a little bit oversold. Okay, you got to put 2 and 2 together. You got to put 5 and 5 together in reality and really come up with a strategy for scaling in. SINT. This one is like randomly coming back onto my radar. I've traded it before. It's an absolute piece of shit. But it had this huge gap down after a big old sell-off. A lot of consolidation. Then they brought out a reverse split or some bullshit. A gap down. But now it's looking like it wants to return to its old glory. It looks like everything on your technicals were really oversold and turning back up. You had good, strong volume, higher volume than most any other days combined. It does look like it wants to go up to 4, and it's currently at 280. You can easily get another 30% on a buy in this anywhere near this current price. I like it. But again, tomorrow, because of the 2 straight green days, you might have a little bit of a pullback. Again, that's when you enter. You could always, maybe see a lot of volume in and saying, all right, I can get my 30%. I think it's going to be okay. You got to judge it on your own. That's where I can't hold your hand. HIRU. This one's back on my radar because it had a lot of consolidation in this range. A lot of people that were in down here got out. A lot of people accumulated the shares higher. You had this as a previous line of resistance, which is exactly where it kind of is. Your volume isn't tremendous, but you are very low priced, and your technicals are getting hot. If you can break above this line of resistance, if you can get into the 3s with strength, you're either going to buy on this gap fill back down to 23, or you're going to buy on a 3 break with strength closer towards the end of the day. In my opinion, I think that's would be a good strategy for buying the stock, either on a pullback or on a full-on breakout. But remember, breakouts haven't been working as they used to, so just be weary. But this one is very oversold, so it could go on a breakout run. INND brought this one up yesterday, said it was oversold, and boom, I was correct. Let's pull it up here. We're currently at 58, 13%. And again, I saw this over. See how it oversells and then bounces? You buy in down here, you get your 30%, you get out. This one actually went above the middle orange band. I said, watch that orange band. If it closes above it, you're in good shape. It did. Now, your previous resistance or previous support, realistically, that's now become resistance. You touch that with the top of the wick, you pull back, but do you get any strength to go above it? You might. This might go on an extended run. INND is one that's been known for runs. Your technicals are not really super hot. Wait for a pullback to get in. Wait for a couple tick drop. Load it up. CULTF. This was another one that I told you to buy. They're not always going to run on the same day. Sometimes you got to sit in them for a second. It's probably one of the best OTCs on the market as far as fundamentals. Your technicals are definitely hot, but they're slow and steady. They're not like going overboard straight to the moon. In fact, they're not that hot. They're kind of just like, it's a boiling kettle. You had this pop, you had this pop, you had this pop. Now you're really starting to consolidate high. It just seems like it's getting less held on to. It's almost like a balloon. You're like losing it, and then it goes. And I think that this thing is ready to go. It's very thin. The volume doesn't need to be super strong to make this thing move, but that's to the upside and to the downside. Keep that in mind. But either way, I do like this one. I liked it even more when it was at 6 cents, and now it's currently at 7, but this thing is really going. Last but not least, PIXY. This one definitely popped up on my radar today. I forget why. Yeah. Okay. So you see, this thing is so overdone, and this is a beautiful reversal. This is called a J hook. You're getting this right here, and I mean, yes. Okay, my top. Oh, I didn't even. And then so PIXY is one of my top picks for tomorrow. Okay, for the rest of the week. Okay, we're going 30%ers. By Friday, they should be at 30% gain from where they currently are. Again, look for a small dip to get in. Don't chase the ask. But if you can get in at PIXY at 5, okay, you are looking for an easy 30% gain, period. 30% on PIXY. Let me circle this so I remember. DVLP. Closed even today, but if you want a big move, this could be a bigger move. You have this pullback. Now, it's not getting thrashed to all hell. People want this stock. The volume's not super high. The interest isn't super high, but your technicals are having time to settle. You have this beautiful pop and drop and pennant. This is where you buy. You're respecting the middle band. There is no bad news. This thing should be a lot higher. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be this week, but I could almost guarantee you if you can buy this, I think you're going to have the chance to sell near one. Okay? Now, let's stick to the 30% because I know I can get that for you. DVLP, circled, top pick. PIXY, DVLP, and then what's another one that I want to go with? This one would have been, I said it was one of my top picks yesterday, and it got 30%. Do I want to go with SINT? I wouldn't hate to go with SINT, okay? I wouldn't hate to go with SINT. I'm just going to do those two, okay? And I'll have more tomorrow. Other things will show their faces to me. But if you want a third one and you need a third one, let's do SINT. Let's see what SINT does. I like the way I like the fucking finally having some pressure on the ask, finally having some volume after a tremendous sell-off with such a low RSI. I'm going PIXY, DVLP, SINT. We will mark it for Friday. I want 30% on all by Friday. And always do this. Mark things down and set goals for yourself and try to achieve them. Easy ones. If you can get 30% on all of these with 3 different lots of money invested, that's a very good ROI in a week. I don't care what anybody says. You find me a job that makes me that much money, depending on how much you have invested, and I'll quit everything I'm doing and I'll go work it. Okay, so until tomorrow, remember what I say about fitness. You have to have a sound body with a sound mind in order to grow. If you don't have a foundation, you're going to sink to the core of the earth, and that's just that. I don't make the rules. I just follow them and teach them to others. Have a good night.